We have started with the Java GUI programs. So we know now how to create and frames FRAME. Okay. Empty frame we know how to create frame creations. CRE. After creating frames, we have observed our frame is quite very simple. Okay. Up to now, whatever the frame we have created, that is quite empty. Means it's have only a basic that empty frame here. So today's topic is to be a create a panel. Okay, the panel means a different sections. We know like creating empty frames. Then we have done the buttons for the different positions. Then only three components, or you can call it the widgets we have seen. One is an edit text where we can take inputs and second in the label. J label, J text field, and J button. Three things we have seen. So now today we have to see the frame sections that is called J panel. Okay, the J panel, J panel. So this panel allows us to separate out the frames. So for example, I want upper this corner should be in a blue where I can add my header sections. Okay, so let consider it is in header part. So all the heading related part we can add here. And if I want in red color, that is your footer parts. So that also you can do. So maybe a footer. And in between you want to add an extra things. So that you can do with the help of this. Okay. So this is called a panels. We have to create a panel that is separation of frames. Even though in further, if you want to create half of this is some difference and half of will be some difference. So that also possible with the help of these panels. Okay. So section or panel, you can anything. You can add a different colors. You can add a different things within a frame. You can create a separate parts. If you open any frame softwares, you'll come to know there are many sections. If you observe this, so this part is some difference. This part is some difference. Okay, and above part is difference. So within the empty frame, they have created many things. Okay, even if you observe this painter, you can know that this is empty frames, but this is some control panel. This is different sections, and this is one another different sections. So within a frame, you can divide or you can divisions. Okay, so that we can do today, and it is not that much difficult. We know just create an object. We know the set bounds and height and width. Now, whatever the things we are going to add, like up to now, we have added a button, we have added a labels. So adding that thing, we are using a method as a add. Suppose button is there B1. But now the thing is that if you created some panels and you want to add that panel button into that panel, so this is consider this is JP1. So you have to add this in JP1 dot add so that that button will be get added into this panels. Got it? So like this we have to do. First of all, create the section as you wanted, and that for adding things you have to calculate that and can add that part in that. Just click add P1 so that that button will be get added into this particular panel. Otherwise it will get added into the frame and that will be get hidden because on the frame above frames we have created this panels. If you see this practically, it will be easy. So let's go for the practical examples. So today's topic is to create in panels. So different panels and divide different sections and add the components as up to now whatever we have done. So let's start with creating an empty frame. So we know to how to create an empty frames. So I'll give the topic name as a J frames. I'll go here new class and mention here J frames. FRME, sorry, J panel demo as a main class. Perfect. So first of all, what we have to do, we'll create an empty frames. We know now how to create an empty frames. So I'm not going to waste the time. So we know the frame creation. So let's go here, type this basic properties, right? Every time it will be remain same. So why to like worry about it? Now these all function are not supported at initially because we are not extending extends extends jframe frame. It's available in java.util.jframe frame jframes. Right? Now this is available. Let's me add a panel jpanel exam. So this is empty frames. We have to just create in constructor or call this constructor as a new jpanels. So this will be get an empty frame now of default size of 350 by 350s. So let me add some it's 500 by 500. Hello. Yes, yes. I have shared the screen. Okay, let me share it once again. Stop. I'm sharing. Now, now can you see? Yeah, there is low. Yeah, it will be get reflected some kind of light. Okay, fine. So now empty frame we have created. And our job is to add a panel. Same as the way we have created buttons and labels, everything. So now we can create a J panel. Panel. J panel. Okay. So I'll create it as a P1. This is panel first. Now we know the frame size is 500 by 500. So I want to add a header section. So I will go in above. Just create the object in regular manner, the way we created the panels. For example, P1 is equal to new panel. Perfect. Now, how much header section you want to add, that calculation you have to do. So for example, I will do P1 dot, which method we have? Set bounds. Okay. I want to keep X as a 0, Y as a 0. That means in very from the corner itself, start with that header sections. And the width I want to give the automatic, it will be get the width. So for that there is a function called get size dot width. Means any size, if you sometime increase the frame, so that also automatically get increased. Sometime if you minimize the frame, that also get minimized. Otherwise what will happen if you give the fixed width, so that width will be after maximizing screen, so entire thing will be half of the things will be the get empty. Okay, so that also is shown. If you not add this, then what will be the problems, right? So we just created one frame as usual, buttons and label. Now this is panel with this size, height of 50, and just add that things. Add P1. Let's check whether it is created or not. I click run as Java applications. Okay, though it is a created, but it is a maybe the same size or same colors. So that may be the problem. So let's add a color section here. For adding color, there is a method p1 dot set a background color. Set the background colors. Okay. So there are many color combinations we can add. So there is an object of giving a color. You know the RGB color. There is a combination of 255, 255, 255. Okay. So let me add some gray section here, 140 by 140 and the 140. Okay. So let me run this frame again. See, so this is our panel first we added. Okay. Now observe what we have done. So this is 0, 0 means start from this corner, get size width. So whatever the width of the frame, it will be automatically gets. This is a helpful because if I try to increase this size, okay, it is not get adjusting. Na? So this is a problem that I wanted to grasp. If I maximize, no, this is a problem. Okay, so that's why not giving a fixed width, but still we are having this issue. So the solution for this, we can lock the maximize screens. So that is a possible, so that the frame will be not get maximized. Okay. That is also the solution because I have done it somewhere. I know, like if you see this, some my frames, if I run this program, so it will not get maximized. So this is a lock. Okay. Due to such a problems, I'm blocked. And for locking this thing, there is simple one lines is there that we can add at the end, and that is nothing but this is set resizable false. Okay. If you add this method, so it will not get resized before visible true. Add one line resizable false, so that if I try to increase this frame size, so now it is get disabled. Right. This is helpful for, and it is needed for the when we are working with a panel, because panel will get with the fixed sized. Fine. So the first panel we have created, let me increase that size as an 80 now, or let me run these panels. This is your first panel. Now the things, whatever you want to add within this panel, you can add. Okay. So let's try now to add something header section here. Okay. You can create a simple label. You can add that label as well. So let's me create here J label L1 semicolon. Now initialize that J label, as we know that simple things. We already added a J label as well. Cool. BDNs here. The label sections. This. So now just imagine panel we have created from 0 to 80 size, and now want to add this frames or panels. So let me give the name as an LB here. LB. So this is a X is what 125, Y is 10, this width and this height. So here the height is 80 and we are giving height as 30 itself. So now we are adding a frame directly add dot LB. So this thing will be get added on a frame itself, but it will be not shown on our screen. So this is happen why, because of it is a get hided behind this JPanel. Okay. If you want to see this, let me show you. If I increase the size as a 200, and if I simply run this, we'll come to know that we are seeing this label. So this problem is occurred. And if you want to show that thing on a frame, so what we have to do, instead of directly adding, you can use p1 dot add. So add this label on this panel. So this thing will be get added to that panel. Okay. So let me give some name as user registration. User registration. So if you run this file, you come to know there's user registration. Okay. And accordingly, you can adjust the size as well. So give some size extra like 50. So that will be loop now on center. Uh, okay, it is not still X is this. Y we are giving the 50. We can do the extra Y as well because we already have a 80 size here and 30 is a height. Okay, this is also I need to increase, for example, 50. See, here the calculation is our main works, so designing the frames. And once we design a basic frames, we can reuse it multiple times. Okay, there is no need to create an again and again. So now let's see. Okay, this is not adjusting X, Y, width and height. I mean, giving Y as a 50, not working. So let me create as a 150 here Y. Check now. Okay, fine. Okay. Now what we'll do, let's try to add some custom font within that so that it will be fit properly. Okay. For adding a frames, there is some sample code I have for heading purpose. Frames. So like I have these frames and this is my title and close. I can go here like see. This font I can use so that that panel will be a look some good way. Headings. Yeah, so this is a property. We have something label dot add center, so that will be get added to the centers. And this is also the get width and heights. The color we can also give as things. So we'll use this thing for adding our label, J label, J head label. Yeah, it is also the J label itself. Okay, not a problem. So let me add this here, J labels. And we have to just change it by LB, or else I can change my label name as this. Go here, create an object. So there is a font. One is a property which will allow us to create a font. You can add the font style and you can use the font italic bold and the size as well. In the whatever the frame you are adding, you can add into the centers. And for setting bounds also we are using the entire width and within that center. This is height. We are adding this font, that font colors and all the things. So I'll give the name as user registration. Registration. Now let's check. See, it's now the frame size. Okay. Similar manner, you can add footer section as well. For adding a footer sections, you have to create a one more panel. Like let me create a panel two here. Same panel I will copy. Now you have to calculate that panel size, how that add get added on a frames. Because I'm creating a second panel. That panel should be created at the bottoms. So we have to calculate it very properly. So that panel will get added. So now I should increase the Y if my height is 80 and our entire height is in what to find it. So I can increase this Y as a 450 or not 450. It's a 410 or 420. So let me add check now, right? So I can give not 410s because already 50 is get covered. So this second frame is starting calculating from this. Okay. So we can give it as a 370 at least. Let me check now. Okay. See, this is a blank space is saying so increase by 1010. So like this, we need to keep on calculating and keep on adding the frames. Is that okay? Okay, still we can add a 5 size or make it as a 90. It will be fine now, I think. Perfect. This is our second panel we are adding. Can just give the simple name. So like this, we have to calculate and accordingly adjust the things. Okay. So let me add on button on that frame. So how can we add a buttons? So for that, we have to create an object of J button. Let me take a B ones. Okay, same things like header and label we can take. But for the button also there is a background color. We can have background color as well. So within this frame you want to add, okay, B1, 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 B1. Okay, and the J button. Perfect. But I want to change the color. You can see the RGB color. Even though paint is also provide some RGB color if you want to check. There is a color combinations and somewhere maybe like this. Yeah, see, you can see the RGB here. So let me create button at some different colors. Okay, let me go for the red. 204, 11, and 6. Right? 204, 11, and 6. This is RGB. We have color. Fine. But this button is get added on 00 section, but we want to add that button on here. So I will give the Y as now suppose 350 and rest of thing will be the same. Let's run now. Woo. Okay, so why this button is like this? Because we are getting width as an entire frame width. So I want to width as 100 and I will give the name as save. Save. See, and the height is 80. So let it make it as a 30 and width on be a center. So let me add as 200 as a width. Okay. So increase the X size. Sorry, Y size. If you give the 450 or 420, 420. Now run. Perfect. So you can adjust the things as the way wanted. So this is a basic idea of creating JPanel frames of this controls. Okay. So you're getting the idea. We can add a panel the way we want it. We can add the header section as well. We can add a footer sections. Here we can add a button. Here we can design the things and all the edit text or that you can call it text field that we can add at the center. So let me take text field. Already we have one text field here, J text field. I'll just copy this text field object from here. Okay, just me add this text field here, text field, and we can initialize this like the text field. And there is a no panel so that we can add directly add that text field. Okay, so let me add a text field here. Just increase the y as a 250, and rest of thing will be keep the simple. See, so it will be added text field here. So accordingly, you can adjust the text field like it is, let's say the 125, and it is also suppose not 250. Let's give the 250. See, so accordingly, we can add a text field. You can increase the width as well, like 150, like this. Okay, this is a button. Okay, so like this, we can keep on adding the designing. We have just started with the panel designs. So we can increase, we can add multiple panel design as well. I have many panel designs, sample designs I have created many times. I will show it by tomorrow, how to add a multiple panel designs for the different things. When we can add the image as well, and on that image we can add all the UI design as well. Okay. In my college times, I have created many project on AWT swings. So that also will get helpful for us. So I will share you the screen now. Sorry, the programs. You can try to add a panels, and within that panel, try to add the all the widgets. Okay, friends.